Emily, everyone, this is a race against time. This is an absolute race. Why is it a race against time?
I'm not being funny, but who would have thought in the UK would be racing against the sun overheating this phone?
We are. So obviously the video is done on our iPhone and that's what we're talking about today, content. But because it's gorgeous here in Devon, the phone keeps overheating and switching off.
That's
so
hashtag first world issues right there.
Hashtag first world issues, which also is a problem going against what we're about to talk about.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
Content creation, obviously.
Unless the sun's so hot it turns your phone off.
Yeah. And in with the words of the good old Bo Burnham, everything is content.
Everything is content. Everything is content. Don't copyright us singing.
No, don't.
Please, no strikes.
Creating content should not be difficult, especially when we all have a smartphone like the one that's overheating right now.
Yeah. So yesterday on Alan's Hot Tip Tuesday, number 30 weeks in a row. That's consistency. Yes. I'm gunning for a year and then I'm going to revisit it. I was talking about that set yourself a 24-hour period and just take a picture of anything or video as well that's loosely related to you, your personality, your brand, your business, your values, etc., etc. And the point was, if you're not sure, the answer is yes. And the second point was just take lots of photos.
Yeah, so we're currently on holiday, as you can tell, because This is not our back garden.
This is Devon, not Spain, in August.
And the caveat is we are creating a video right now on holiday and we don't see this as work. Now, some of you would, and the idea of switching off on holiday is totally fine. However, we enjoy creating content and that's why we're doing it right now. But whilst we're on holiday, and as we did last week with our sunflower pictures, we take every opportunity whilst we can to kind of collate and collect imagery, little snippets of video, things we see as relevant to what we talk about all the time when we're out and about, because that makes our life so much easier before, during, after holidays, because we have a bank of content that we can always fall upon. Now, you like to schedule posts throughout the week, don't you, anyway, in terms of video content?
I try to. I think video content gets scheduled. Stuff like Alan's Hot Tip Tuesday gets scheduled. But then this morning, a post went out, because we're recording this on the day it's going out. We put a post out about Danny Evergreen in the Big Top yesterday, but I did that one live because I was sat there thinking about it, drinking a coffee.
I think content doesn't also have to be that complicated in terms of production either. So you're watching this on, we're releasing this on a Wednesday. We're recording this on the Wednesday morning of the day we're releasing it. And Alan's going to edit this at the end of today's recording. But very, very little amount of editing will go into that. Literally going to top and tail it.
Yeah, I think that's really important. So I think it's fair to say our video production could probably be better to truly utilise video on YouTube. But the reality is that doesn't quite work with my skill set. We don't want to outsource it. We have adjusted our video to factor all of that in. And I think that's really important because that meets our needs, requirements, skills, etc.
Aside from the phone about to blow up because it's too hot, we try and do our content in one take where possible, and we don't edit out the ums and ahs, really, do we?
No, we don't. No editing. And I don't take out. I don't know if you
scratch my nose. I don't know if you can hear this right now. There are 4 children downstairs. We're upstairs on the balcony. 4 children downstairs and 4 other adults downstairs. Someone's tinkering on a piano. There's someone down in the garden there, and there's someone crying over there at the moment. Hashtag life. Yeah.
Right. So let's get to the point. The point is, we all create content. Yeah. We all use content. Everybody uses content every day, whether it's video or audio, or whether it's just imagery in their infographics, their social posts, etc. We all do it. So therefore, we all need more content to be able to do. So the point of this, we're encouraging you to pick up your phone and take more pictures. That's it. That's what we want you to do. So I think Louise Miller was saying, but actually I've tried to spend my time away from my tech. And I understand that in this modern world why people would want to spend time away from tech, but then setting parameters to do it for 24 hours, I'm going to carry my phone and take a picture of everything, could work for someone in that environment. Whereas for those of us who live on their tech like we do, and we like to balance it out by outdoors, hopefully our socials kind of give that across, then it's more of a making sure we take those pictures and, or once again, setting a timer, giving yourself a challenge and taking those pictures.
And another learning point, and Nina Sayuth actually put this on our Instagram post yesterday from the Top Tip Tuesday, was getting your head around the fact that just because you're doing it in real time doesn't mean it has to be chronological on your social media feeds as well. So it's not...
I think that's fascinating because actually even I have to get my head around it doesn't need to be chronological.
We all want to document, which is great, but there will be times in which photographs are more relevant to you in a month's time, in 6 months' time. When we used to have our outdoor events business, that was very seasonal. From March through to September, we would go mental taking photos because we knew full well that in October, November, December, when it rains, it's dark and gloomy, we couldn't get a tent out to take photos of, but we needed the stock imagery. So being able to just have that thought to take photos as you're going around, to use when you need them later. And I think the sunflower picture we put up last week is a great example. They always do better than your infographics anyway. They're much more full of life and fun and
wow, that was last week's video. So hold on, there's last week's video up there because I love the fact we can do that. I think let's draw this one to a line because this is a quick one really about creating content should be a bit of fun.
And we've got gin to be drinking.
And we've got gin. And I believe that England Lioness is about to start playing football.
Yeah.
I sound like I know. I'm not into football, but I sounded like I know. Right, shout out for the Hibernator because he did a fab behind the scenes shot this morning on his socials and it's doing really well for him. And I think that's the point. It was a more candid image. And but also, just going back to something Carol Aveson, who was struggling with, I like this because this is very real time, this video. She was like, well, I'm struggling to think outside the box. And almost, Carol, you don't need to think outside the box. It's just everything. It's the box, all corners of the box, the indices, benefits of 5-year-olds at school and everything else, just if it loosely fits your personality, your values, your brand, your business, it can't be wrong. And it's a bit of everything. And I'm loving that it doesn't need to be personal, but it has to be personality. I think that's my favourite thing from the past couple of weeks on this adventure.
And one
last thing.
One practical thing for that as well is if you're using something like an iPhone to take your imagery, create yourself an album on your phone.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Keep it separate from your main camera roll of photographs. So we have 3 or 4 on our shared photo albums of just yellow things we see.
I have some more cover arty, some more social posts,
business stuff, and we categorize that so we can just filter it in, so we have them on our phones and on our computers.
It is a drop and run, but ultimately everything in that folder is usable, so you can just go up and down and find something new or old, basically. Right, let us know in the comments where you are with your content creation. Easy, difficult, can't get your head around it. Let us know what the stumbling block is. Perhaps we could help, and the next video could be around that.
I'd also like to know how many of you take microphones on holiday.
Microphone. Well, this is why we bought this kit. Genuinely, one of the reasons we bought this podcast kit this isn't our podcast. The podcast doesn't launch till September. Was because we wanted to be able to do this, and we've got plans of some kind of yellow caravan being towed around England recording podcasts. So watch this space. Right.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck, Lionesses. Bye.